This is Soul Stress. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video over again because I can't find it. So we're going to be doing Twin Flames Part 2. Let me see the video. Okay. So being under milder psychic attack, that is a pretty big one for twins. That's a pretty big sign. If you find that you're constantly being negatively affected by energies, you are, because twin flames are very, they're highly spiritualized. So because of this, they are under attack by a lot of different sources, I guess you could say, which all kind of leads to the same source when you really think about it. But anyway, psychic attack. If you're not familiar with psychic attack, if you're just learning about this, go on Google and type it in. Okay. Type it in on Google. You can also go to YouTube, type in psychic attack, how to clear your energy. Okay. So this one's a big one. Being able to communicate telepathically with your twin. Not just telepathy with your mind, but telepathy with your heart. That's a big one. I remember when I was doing that, I was kind of like laughing at, like, haha, you erased my memories, but you can erase the memories in my heart. I was like, oh, like, aha, suckers. You can erase that, you know? And it's true, because even if you've like never met this person yet, like, you already know who they are, and you already know they're your eternal, and you just, it's like meeting an old friend. Like, it's not like your first meeting, obviously, you know, obviously not with the twin. So yeah, telepathically, this is fun. I like this. I like this a lot. It's fun for me. Sometimes I can't do it if I'm on a low frequency. So wow, the twin flame relationship changes you a lot. I'll tell you that. Anyway, so you can feel your twin. You can like feel their love, like radiating from them. It's almost like they're like soaking you in their love. Like, you're like, ugh. Sometimes you can't move. Sometimes you can't eat. Or, well, when I first felt the love, it was, so when we had our merge, and it was like 3 years after we stopped talking. And when we were talking, like, I figured out he was my soulmate. I called him a soulmate at the time, which to me is the same thing. I've already said that. But it's strange. Like, when we were talking, it wasn't nearly as intense as it was 3 years later when the actual merge happened, and it happened remotely. Like, we weren't physically talking or anything. It just happened. The way that it happened was really crazy, but that's when it happened, and it was so intense. Like, the intensity of it, like, I just can't believe it. It was just nuts. Anyways, I was like incapacitated by the love, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything but like sit there and cry in a ball, like, for days. And it was, I was like, this is love. I was like, isn't this supposed to be easier than this? Like, this is nuts. Like, I can't even move. But it was, I guess it was like that for me because I went from like a horrible state to like all this love, and it was like being dragged out from the dark into the light, like, bah, get out of here. And you're like, ah, you know, it was hard. I know, that's weird, right? Yeah, all this love was so hard. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know about the twin love. It will incapacitate you if it's strong enough. It's strong enough. Anyways, where was I? Okay. You start to become Christ-like. Yep, that's one of the signs. You start to realize, like, what's going on. You start to realize you're changing, and the purification process is going on, and, you know, you're refining your soul, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're eating better, and you're doing all these things for yourself, and for your twin, obviously. Like, you're doing it for your union. Okay. So, Christ-like. Yep. So most people, I would think, like, they're like just absolutely dedicated to this when they find out about it. It's it's almost like once you have a taste of that love, there's just, it's like once you have that vision. Like me, I was in the bliss stage for 5 months. From August to December, I believe I was in the bliss stage. So I remember August 18th to December. Actually, it was August 18th to like November 28th or something like that. Yeah, that was like my bliss stage. And then after, it was like, oh, it was just, there's a different story. Yeah. So yeah, you'll do whatever it takes to be with that person. You'll just, even if you don't, like, let's say you think like, oh, I might not find this person, this girl, this guy. Even if you don't, like, you still know they're being affected by your actions and what you're doing. So you're still gonna change. Like, no matter what, you're gonna change. Whether you're gonna find them or not, you're gonna change, because you know that, like, spirit starts to show you. Spirit starts to show you, when you're not in line with your higher self, your actions are not in line with your higher self, that's when you're farther away from your twin. If your actions are in line with your higher self, you get closer to your twin, and spirit starts to show you that, and you start to realize that, and things change. They change, right? They change no matter what, because this person is like the other part of you. Like, you love them so much. And honestly, sometimes I was sitting here one day and I was like, oh my god, it's cruel how much I love this person. It's honestly cruel, because I'm sitting here crying, and I'm just crying because I love them so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just sitting there bawling your eyes out because you love this person so much. Like, it's just crazy love. What? Yeah. So words start to come up. Words start to get obvious. Words like hero, mission, those are some of mine. Warrior, all kinds of words for warrior, fighter, all kinds of words like that. I got like every kind of synonym you can think of for warrior and hero. The first word I got was unprecedented. And oh, I don't even have my book. Darn, I should have prepared a little more. But I do have that. Or did I show you my swans? Yeah, I probably did. Okay, let me show you this. So I was sitting there with a friend, and I started writing in a book because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I'm going to forget this stuff. I better write it down. And I did not want to forget this stuff. So as I'm writing, I'm like, this is so unique. This is so special. This is so unprecedented. And I'm like, what? Unprecedented? I'm like, what the heck does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Why did that even come out of my mouth? And what does it mean? So I sat there and I'm like, unprecedented. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then, so I'm like, I asked my friend, I'm like, hey, you know what unprecedented means? And he's like, never known before. And I was like, oh, you're kidding. And I'm like, that sure sounds a lot like unique. So I go look it up on the internet. I look up the synonyms. One of the synonyms is unique. And then I like wrote down like every synonym just popped out. And like when I looked back, it was like 500 synonyms for unprecedented. I was like, what? There's like 3 for legacy. So I'm looking at all these words and I'm like, what are they? Like, this is crazy. And like there was words like uncharted, unbelievable, undeniable, just all kinds of words that something to do with something that's never been done before. I did something. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. It can't be like, I don't know, maybe it was the connection because I was in such a low frequency and he was probably on a high frequency. I really don't know what happened that is so unprecedented that needed 500 words. Plus, go to the mall. I'm looking at posters, which I really don't understand why, because I've never had a poster. I've never had a poster. So I don't even know why I was looking at these posters. I don't even know what happened there. So anyways, I'm looking at these posters and I see this. Yeah. And I was like, that word, I know that word is a synonym for unprecedented somehow. And because it looks like incomparable, right? It's incomparable. So I guess it's like Spanish or something, right? So I'm freaking out at the store, and the people are probably like, what is going on? Like, what is so great about that poster? Oh, here's some of the words. So unprecedented, unapproached, unusual, unique, rare, unrivaled, unexplicable, incredible, inconceivable, indescribable. Yeah. And then so it was like, okay, we're gonna give you all of these words, and then just to make sure you understand what's going on here, we're gonna throw this at you. That's what it looked like. That's what it seemed like. And then I was like, oh, okay. So I still don't know what is unprecedented. If there's anybody out there who might know what is so unprecedented that I've done, please, I'd love to hear about it. Any psychics that might know what is unprecedented would be great. Anyway, that's enough of that one. Okay. If you have the feeling like your twin is always with you, it's because your twin is always with you. Your twin is always with you. Your twin will always be with you. See, the difference is recognizing or not recognizing. See, when I didn't recognize what was happening, I still was missing my twin, and I still was having symptoms. I just didn't know why I was having these symptoms. I didn't know why I was having separation anxiety, because I didn't know what I was being separated from. I knew I was missing something. I didn't know if it was something or someone, but I knew it was something. And I think I've touched on that before, or something, or I have, or I will if I do it again. Sorry, I remember. So yeah, you feel like they're always there, and it's because the connection. There's no real separation between you. It's just an illusion. So it wouldn't even matter, like, if they were in another planet, universe, galaxy. It just doesn't matter. Like, you're always, it's like if they're in the same room, like, it's the same connection, and it's a beautiful, beautiful connection. And the whole planet is due to have this type of relationship. That's what twin flames are here for, to anchor in this template, and, you know, for everybody to experience unconditional love. Okay, so another sign is, if you feel like you would rather be in hell with your twin than in heaven without your twin, then that's your twin. Because I don't think there's anybody else that you would rather do with or for. So if you start kicking people out of your life, you start changing the foods you eat, you start, like, just anybody who has a negative effect on your twindom, you just want them out of your life. You don't want anything to poison it. Like, it's literally, it feels like, I swear it feels like I found out I was pregnant or something. I feel like I have another person with me, and I have to be so conscious of what I do. And being an indigo, you know, the rebel type, it's so hard to be conscious of what I do, because I'm so, I was always just so, I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm different now, I'll tell you that. Because there's somebody else to think about now. Like, seriously, there's somebody else to seriously think about. And you're so close to this person that it really affects them what you do. Like, they're your mirror. Okay, so if you're seeing, you know, I had a picture like literally right here, so I'm gonna get it. Let me get it. Ow! Oh my god, what was that? Oh my god, what is it? Oh my god. You know what? Oh, there it is. Oh! What was that sound? If you're seeing this guy everywhere, yeah, that guy, and you don't know what it is, it's called the fleur-de-lis. I didn't know what it was when I was seeing it. I was asking everybody. Nobody knew what it was. I was like, nobody knows what this is. It's everywhere. Anyway, I started seeing that in crowns, and just all kind. I found out. I googled it, and I ended up finding out it's a royalty sign. And I was like, well, that's weird because I'm not royalty. And I'm like, well, maybe it has something to do with the twin flame thing. Maybe like they're royalty in heaven or something. I don't know. So I was thinking all these things, and I kept getting it, and it was one of the things that I didn't understand. Like I could understand the, you know, infinity sign, the Vesica Pisces. I could understand those signs, but I could not understand why all these royalty signs. And then I found out I was an indigo after twin flame, but I was suspecting indigo before twin flame. Now it's all weird. It's kind of all fits together. So what happened after was I found a video that talked about how indigos, most of them, they incarnate in royal bloodlines, and I was like, oh, that's weird. That would make sense when I'm seeing that fleur-de-lis everywhere and those other things. And so I said to my mother, I said, I think you or dad have a royal bloodline. And she's like, well, which one is it? And I'm like, I don't know yet. And then I went to dinner with my dad, and I was like, Daddy, I think you have a royal bloodline. And I thought I was gonna have to like get his parents' names and like everything out of him, like pulling teeth. And he's like, yeah, I know that since I was a teenager. And I was like, what, you knew that? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, but that's less important. And no. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, how did you find out? And I was like, Daddy, I found out through science. You know, and he's like, I don't know. I do not know your world, what you're talking about. I'm like, yes, Daddy, I know you do not know my world. Okay. So yeah, if you're seeing the royalty signs, okay, if you feel like you're in like the Hunger Games or like a spiritual Hunger Games, yeah, you are. I remember when I first noticed that, I was like, what? Are they barbarians up there in heaven? What's going on? You know, I didn't know what was really going on. I mean, now I know what's going on, but I was like, how could this be happening? You know, what is going on here? Not that I'm not saying that. Anyway, you'll find out yourself. So you will get like those energetic heart attacks. Like you'll be driving and all of a sudden like levels just hit you and you're like crying. That's what I call the energetic heart attack. It happens to me all the time. I just take it. I just put up with it. All you can do is just ride through it, because you know, and it's hard sometimes because once it hits, you want to think about your twin, and it just makes you more emotional. And if you're somewhere, it's like you have to like really hold it back. And like sometimes I feel like I'm like twitching or something because I'm like trying to hold it back, and I'm like it's really strange. The twin flame phenomena is always romantic, and it's so romantic, and it does not matter. Like, okay, when it started for me, I was in like the most unromantic mood and unromantic position. I was just like, all these roses, all of these romantic things, like this. I did not feel like it was like you had to like push all this stuff before I finally like was like, okay, this is romantic. You know, because at first I didn't want to believe it, because I just didn't feel like somebody would be romantic towards me, and like just in that position, because I was just not in good shape. I was not happy. I was not, you know, I was just not, it didn't make sense. You know, a lot of things didn't make sense at that point, but anyways, I figured it all out. So I thought I've already said this, but maybe not. Merging your consciousnesses together. So if you feel like your like mind has kind of merged with somebody else's mind, like that's why you always feel like you're together too, is because of that merge. That is when I was trying to think of what was happening to me, I was trying to think of a situation, like a visual situation of what I'm experiencing, and all I could think of was a red circle and a blue circle, and then going, and then that purple part in the middle, and I'm like, that purple part is what I'm experiencing. I feel like we've created this purple part, so that purple part was like the new energy that we created together. And I remember the day before so I was sitting there and I was like, I know we're supposed to become one, but if we become one, how are we gonna have sex? And I didn't realize at that point, like, that we had already become one, and it was like a consciousness merge. I had realized the next day, I'm like, wait a minute, the consciousness merge, the Vesica, well, I didn't know what it was called at that point. I just called it the blue and red circle merging together. The Vesica Pisces, you know? So, yeah, that was interesting. That was one of the more, it was so interesting because, like, it's almost like, it's interesting because after I made the connection with him, there's other connections, and there's others, and I don't know exactly who they are. I think maybe my soul group, or there's just others. I know, like, once I connect with him, there's others, but I can't exactly figure out. It's so hot. What's happening? I don't know what's going on here, but getting hot. So when you're in the twin flame union, like when you're being guided together, when you start to have a doubt, it seems like it's squashed like so fast. Oh, I don't have, oh no. Okay, well, anyways, I'll just tell you because I can't see where it is right now. So when this started happening, for 3 straight days, I was like writing in my book, and I was like, oh my God, maybe people are right. Maybe I am obsessed with 1111, because this is all related to 1111. It starts with 1111. It's all related. And that day when I made the connection, I saw 11 all day long, and that's how it started, and it made me cry because it was happening so much. It was like literally I lost my composure, and that's when the twin, I think, that's when he's like, I'm making my attack. And that's when I start to feel the love. But so I'm like, oh my God. And the whole 7 years I was seeing 1111, the whole 7 years, I never thought I was losing it, I was going crazy, or that I was wrong in any way, shape, or form. Like, I knew something was going on. I believed something was going on, and I knew. But when this twin flame thing started happening, and all the, like, the roses and all the signs and the love and everything, and I was like, now, you know, now maybe I am losing it. You know, maybe people are right. Maybe I'm going too far with this. I get to the store. This is on my way to the store, okay? I get to the store. This is 3 minutes later. If not 4. I don't know, 2. But it wasn't any more than that. I get to the store. There's a pile of keychains, and on top of the keychains, 1 bracelet. You know what it said? It said, it's not an obsession. It's dedication. And I swear to you, well, I have to go get it. I'm sorry, because you might not believe me. Oh my God, I don't know where it is. Okay, well, oh yes, I do know where it is. I put it over here. Okay, I know it was in here. That's weird. I could have sworn it was in there. I swear to you, I will show it to you next time. It says another twin flame video. Maybe I'll do one of both out just so I can show you. So yeah, it literally said so it was red with white writing, and at the end it had a heart, and that's one of the signs. That was one of the first. It's not an obsession, it's dedication. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, oh my God, dedication. But at this point, I didn't know there was any mission or anything yet. All I knew was I just found out. At this point, I was thinking he was my soulmate, because that's the only word I knew from before. So I was like, it's my soulmate, it's my soulmate. And only when I typed in 1111 and soulmate did I find the word twin flame, and that's when everything started going crazier. But yeah, at this point, I was like, but dedication? I was like, wait, how is it dedication that I'm like so obsessed with this? But I didn't understand the twin flame mission. I didn't understand there was a mission. So That's why I was a little confused about the whole dedication thing. Now I totally understand it, but so fairy tale things will start to stick out to you. So like, okay, first of all, your life will seem like it's starting to be like a fairy tale, like a sci-fi fairy tale. But then you also notice things like Cinderella, Snow White. I mean, I know I did. Lots of different fairy tales. Anything with true love, anything with like beauty, and just anything like that will stick out. It will make itself known to you. Where you, it's like 11:11. It's the same thing. It's the same idea. It's the same type of feeling. It's like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. I looked at it yesterday. That 11:11. I remember the first time I realized there was something sentient behind it. I was walking out of my kitchen down my hall and I heard a sound. And when I heard that sound, the sound is like, when I heard the sound, I also got the impression, hey, get back here and look at this. And I was like, how could a sound do that? But anyway, so I was all I was a little bit like mad that I had to walk back for the sound that I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And so I'm walking back, I stand in the hallway and I'm like, what? I said out loud, I'm like, what? And I turn around and I look, 11:11 on the clock, and then it just made me laugh. I was like, oh, okay, you had a point. So, I didn't want to miss that. So that's when I realized that there was something else behind 11:11. But anyway, last one. Yeah, this one happened to me. Like, once you feel that love, it's like you don't really want to be with anybody else. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't. It's like gone. It's like, and I know that there's not a single person out there. Like, I know some people say it's just a frequency and it's whatever frequency that person on is your twin flame. Nuh-uh. Sorry. I know that cannot be true. From my experience, I have one twin, and it's the same person as my soulmate, and it's the same person as my mirror spirit, it's the same person as my energetic counterpart, it's the same person, like, tonal partner, same person. This is all the same person to me. I don't feel like somebody else could be on that frequency. I don't feel like somebody else could possibly make me feel that way. There's a huge difference between a twin flame and a twin flame union and a relationship. Like, the differences are huge, because a twin flame love is like, if you look up there's another word, agape, Greek word. It's like a spiritual love and a romantic love, and it's just all the types of love you can imagine, and it's put together in this one person. They love you more than anything, no matter what they say. Well, I know they love you more than anything. And regardless, you have to remember, they're in a human body right now. Obviously, they're going to act a little bit like a human. At least, you know, they're undercover, but still. But, anyway, so that was part 2. Okay. I wonder what else I screwed up. I'm not very good with editing. Like, most of the time I don't even think I watch my videos, or I'll watch a bit and I'm like, oh, it looks okay. No, but I'm not too good with editing and stuff yet, so I hope it's not too horrible. Take care. Sorry about the sweat.